Hello, thank you for all the new subscribers. It's been a while since we posted something on on YouTube. It's just that we've been really busy. We didn't forget about the Tacoma, but things has changed. A lot of the plans has changed. What had happened originally was we were working on the Civic, we work on the Tacoma, and then some other project, and then something changed dramatically. We loved the overland life so much that we dedicated a full time into it, and we decided to upgrade. We found a really good deal. As you can see behind me, we found this, I believe it was a very small van, extremely small, the size of a Honda Odyssey. That's how small it is. So we just purchased this. There's a lot of problem, a lot of I guess imperfection in the actual box truck, but man, after driving it, testing it, being in it, I don't think I could go back to a Tacoma. There's a lot of stuff that I like about this thing, and I'm about to show you some of the upgrade. I also have a name for it. It's called Data V2, but it's still Data. I shoved some of the electronics in here that was migrated from the original Tacoma or the original Data, so it's coming into this guy right here. We just left the Tacoma the way it is. We planned it just to make it in a very aggressive four-wheeler or 4x4 kind of thing where you could go off-roading. It's gonna probably, I'm being hitched up to this guy right here. As for right now, that's the plan, and start doing some more traveling. And we built this on a very tight budget, extremely tight budget. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you around a little bit what I've done. So as you can see right here, I try to make it as stealthy as possible. The idea is stealthy. Being stealthy is so important to me because I had a lot of problem with the Tacoma. Every place I go to, it would feel very awkward because I would have to pop the tent up and then people realize, oh, somebody's in there, and it stick out like a sore thumb, you know, with a Tacoma with a pop-up tent. So that didn't do it. It didn't, you know, justify for us having it like that for a very long time because it's not stealthy. So when I got this guy, man, I fell in love right away. Even though there was a lot of problem with this. Oh, mosquitoes! I always see mosquitoes in the middle of the sunlight. Oh, I heard it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I lose a train of thought right there, but I kill the mosquitoes. So again, when we got into this truck, we fell in love right away because of the freedom you could stand, and it's really stealthy. But this is what makes it stealthy. I did not give up any of the feature comfort. So that was the main priority, the comfort, that you could stay in there and be very comfortable. So start off with, as you can see, on this particular vent here, I mean, some of you probably already know what this vent is. To a regular person, they probably think it's just an air to air out the box, you know, because it probably gets hot in there. But no, this is an AC. I designed this a certain way where water won't go in, even though when you're driving too, because the way it's space inside, so it kind of deflects the water and it pushes it out instead of going inside. That took me a while to figure out because I was having a problem with water going inside there. If you don't do it right, you have flooded inside. So I did that, and come on in. I'm gonna show you the inside. Excuse the mess, it's still in the working process. I only had 1 month to do this. So it was a strict budget, and it was a time crunch because I'm so anxious and I want to go out, I want to explore, I want to do stuff. So I'm kind of, you know, every so often, so mom had to say slow down because I would rush just trying to get it done. So it's gonna be a little messy, but let me show you what I did. Come on in. So right now I'm running everything off the generator because the power, we don't have enough to run everything yet. Solar wise, battery wise, again, tight budget, so I couldn't do a lot of this stuff. And being a Tacoma, it don't need all that power to run all the equipment, but in this one it does. So start off, I built this right here. This is where the rear tire is at, the rear axle. So there's a hump there. So I made this here, and what it is, this is the water where I put the water, and you can see some of the fittings here. The coolest part about this water thing here is I had to make it stealthy. I had to keep it stealthy. So this is your air vent, okay? So this vents out the air. What do? You unscrew this, and when you fill water, it vents it out. And here's the hose. The hose I use to it. It ties in here, it comes in here, it fills the water, vents it out here, and this is where the pump sucks all the pump in. But what makes this thing really cool is that this particular style, the way I did it, this here is designed to also plug into anything where I could draw water out of the pond, out of the beach, and it's a filtering system in here which filter out some of this stuff. But this is the cool part. This will let the air in, but it won't let the air out. So this is basically a reverse PCV valve to a car. Actually, it is to a car. I just gotta remember what kind of car it is. So that's one of it. And also I designed this whole thing, but I had to make it very crude in a way. But once I cover this up, you're not gonna see anything. I had to make where if there is a problem in the middle of nowhere, that I could get access to this thing without ripping it apart, the whole thing. So what makes this thing so cool is that I think it's cool, but I don't know what you guys think. It has multi-function. On everything I do has to have more than one purpose. And it's just the way my train of thought. I can't stand one equipment does only one thing. So this piece here, so my mom made this here. So we got this from a friend of ours who owns a boat, and he was throwing it away. So we took it apart, cut it apart, and we use this as I'll show you what I use it for. So this goes in here, it sits here, and what makes it so cool is that you could actually take this out, take this thing here out. As you can see, it pops open. Easy access to the water. If anything cracks, leaks, or if I need to remove a tank, it's very easy. And all the wiring goes underneath here. The water line and everything, it's all hidden on the bottom, and it makes this thing really secure. It doesn't bounce, it doesn't damage anything when it's really, really secure. It's like a tank. I mean, I even support it with aluminum, which is, you can see, pressed with a wood inside. You see this wood here? It's pressed on inside and aluminum over it. So this thing is like a rock. So, and it's like that. And this is all welded in. Not only that, this whole seat came off a particular car. I believe it was a Chevy van. So I cut everything out, remodified, redesigned it. So very solid. I mean, solid as a rock. You can sit 5 people here, it won't even budge. And this one goes here. Sorry, again, it's still not finished. And this is gonna be all covered up. You're not gonna see any of this stuff, all this stuff. So it goes like that. This. And there's gonna be a TV here. I did have a TV. I was testing it out, and actually snapped the bolt. Actually damaged a TV. One of my TVs gone because of my stupidity. So I was just testing out, not realizing that it requires a lot of strength to support a TV because all the movement. See, it's a lot involved. It's not just like plugging a TV on there, you're done. Because the way I wanted to build it, okay? So also, this thing is like multi-function. Even this chair here, it's a recliner. It reclines. It also lay flat into a bed. I'm not finished. I'm finished with the design. It is tested. It's perfect. Perfect. I love it. So what it is the way this thing's set up. Because once this chair slides in, this thing opens up. It clocks into the little hinge here. Hope you can't open it once that thing's in. But it locks into the hinge here, and it opens up. It locks. It slides in, and it locks, and it turns to a bed. And this thing will be mechanical. This is actual, electrical controlled. You know, where the motor controls it in and out, and tilting and everything. And this also will be motor control, so it comes up like this as a recliner. So you could actually relax your feet and everything on here when that's done. That's about the chair, but this does almost like 3 different features this chair does. It also reclines, it turns to a bed. And what other stuff does it do? It also tilts in and out too. So this makes it an open space, makes it really wide. You can walk in. Okay, and another part is, if you move up here, this is our next modification. This is the actual sink. If you believe it or not, this is a Husky toolbox, which I purchased from Home Depot for $500. It was very expensive. I mean, this really took a lot of my savings out on this table here. But man, it's just so beautiful. I love it. And I got this from Home Depot, and I cut a hole in the actual toolbox and then plumped the sink in here. It's still not finished. It's still, I have to plump everything up. It is in a sense finished, but I just got to plug everything all up together. And a little bit over here, this is the hot water heater. You can see it's still you know, not finished. This came off of the Tacoma. So all these came out of the Tacoma because I was on a tight budget, so I had to take a lot of stuff out of the Tacoma. So this here is the hot water, and here's the pump. It's a SureFlow. I love this particular pump. I don't know why I hadn't have a couple of pumps, but this one seems to be very reliable. I have used this. I beat the living daylight out of this. I had it for years, and it still works like new. I really recommend this. This is a SureFlow. This is the new thing that I did right here. This really is amazing. I've done other people's RV for them, and I did the rooftop tent. I personally think this outperforms it. It cools the truck completely down to where it's actually freezing in freeze. So this is actually really good. And I vent everything out. The water drips to the floor. But this is really, really awesome. This is what makes it stealthy. I was gonna put a rooftop one, and then I know if they see that thing on top, they're gonna be like, oh, somebody's sleeping in here, or somebody's in there. So that's why I went with this route. And this is the awesome air conditioning. But it takes a lot of finesse and a lot of designing to make it work correctly. I did disconnect a lot of stuff, even the wires and everything. I cut everything all up to make it work, I guess, to my liking. And another thing that we like, right, that I actually really love, excuse all this, it's not finished, it's just still framing, testing and everything out, make sure everything is, doesn't fall apart. And this right here is a fridge, and it is working, and as you can see, we don't have a lot, but it's, it's frozen, it's ice, it's working. And this generator, the solar works fine. One battery, 100 amp hour, and it seems to work perfectly fine. I may end up needing another battery to make sure to have actually running 24 hours a day without any problem. Even though now it's running without a problem, another battery will basically fix every single issue there is, just to be on the safe side. I would always think you need 200 amp hours, but I can't afford it because the batteries are very expensive. They're like $200 and something cents a piece. So right now I can only do one. And this is the actual refrigerator, and it's dual. I love it. You got to be careful with these. Make sure because the Freon, this is a butane, I believe. So when you put this together, I've seen it in the news that it actually explode. I don't know what caused it to explode. It could be a leak, it could be anything, but being inside a truck makes it even worse because all the vibrations. I have used one of these in the past. I've used it for years and years and never had a single issue. But that's where all the framing comes in. So I need to make sure if it were to explode, it would contain it in here. And the way the water is here, it would burn and just kind of release the water. That's the whole idea of it. It's just to make sure that the water gets dumped right onto it to, to flush everything out so it could cut the fire out. And even with the AC too, I like it, all the water in this area, so it just shuts everything off. That's one of it. And the shower here, this is one of the shower I did. I love the shower, and I'm telling you right now, this was a pain in the I actually hunt this down, not even realizing I just got very lucky. I think I'm a very lucky person. Even for this truck, I got an incredible deal. The shower here, I designed it myself to a certain limit. I did have to get pieces from other RVs and kind of place them together. So this here is magnetic, and I love it. It locks here, but I'm telling you, it was very difficult to put it in. Because, I probably say every word in the dictionary because you have a limited space, very small. Remember, this is almost the size of a Honda CRV. Actually, it's the same size as CRV. I take it back, I'm sorry, Honda Odyssey. So trying to fit everything in there, it's just the only advantages is the height clearance. That's what I'm getting. I love that height clearance, but very, very close to a Honda Odyssey. So you make everything work, it's very difficult. And the showers are still not finished. Everything is plugged in. I mean, it's plumbed, and I cut and trim and edit, and I did everything. And also put the installation here too. I decided to go, even though I got a really great deal, I had to hunt on Facebook Marketplace to get these aluminum sheets. I hunted down and I managed to find some for a very good price. I believe I paid $25, I believe, a sheet. And it was a miracle that I found it, thank God, because I would be broke. I did not want to go with wood. I'm not a wood guy. I don't like woodwork. I mean, I hate it. So I found these, I made it insulated and everything. It's beautiful, perfect. And what else? The shower, right here. We both love this. I haven't finished yet. It's still, you can see, bungee in and everything. I've used it just to test it out. Awesome. It does fried, it does baked, it does microwave, and we love that feature. This new upgrade will be induction cooker that goes here. This needs to be moved here. I did bang my head testing it out, just washing the water, banged it right here. It hurts. Excuse me. So these are the drawer, and I locked it. Somehow the key's broken off inside there, but this is where the utensil's gonna go. And another thing is this. We love this right here. This is where all our clothing, or everything is going to go right in here. Everything will be in here. Hopefully there's enough space for her shoes. Yeah. And another thing we did is we have a cut through here, which is, I modified this also. And again, it's not finished, so excuse just have lying around. And the way I designed it, that's another thing too. I couldn't afford a DC to DC charger, so I designed something which is very similar at a cheaper price, and it's excellent and perfect. It charges everything while the car is running. It tops everything off. If it's rainy, this car will charge that AGM battery to a specific voltage that's required. I'm just rambling along, sorry, but the next video will be a lot one equipment at a time. And I also bought this right here. This is really awesome. The Odyssey battery charger. It's still in the testing mode. I plan on ripping this thing apart and then redoing everything with it. So right now it's just all in testing to make sure everything runs perfectly before I start plopping it in, because I don't want to plop it in also have all kind of problems and I have to rip everything back up again. So you want to go through here. I'm going to go through. She's going to go through here. Let me show you the inside a little bit. The space is a little tight, and I also need to lose weight too. That's what it is. So in here. Here. I'm gonna open this up. So in here, this is where all the magic happens. And I apologize, it's still a little bit messy. So when it's all finished, hopefully it's gonna be tidier. In here, on the back of the seats, where I packed everything in. Here it is. I'm gonna show it to you. So I was just mentioning to you earlier. Here's what I have here, and as you can see, the voltage is where, you know, I mean, it's 14.1. It's running straight out of the generator. I mean, I'm sorry, the solar. So my solar is not the issue. The issue is the battery. It needs more amp hour. This is only 100 amp hour. Okay, this is your AC voltage coming in. This is your inverter. It's a Thermo King. I love this thing. It's awesome. Here's your solar charge controller and the two amplifier, the Memphis and the JL audio. And here's your battery. I put all in one wall. It was a challenge to make it all in one wall. And it's not finished. The wiring will be all tidy up like this once I'm done with it. And I'm still doing some testing right now. And there's your sub over there. And there's more electronics underneath that seat. There's more. So underneath that seat, I packed as much as I can with electronics. You can see it from here. You see it right there? Right there. That's more in there underneath that seat. So I utilize every space I can. That's your other amplifiers right there. And that's your other inverter to charge the battery if I do need it. Move this out of the way. So, and it's a little messy right now. But like I say, once I'm done, I'm going to tie everything up makes it nice and clean. So that's kind of a wrap up of what I've done in the past day. It is a long, it's a long process. I know the review is a little bit long, it's 20-minute long, I'm so sorry. But that's just what we've been up to. I know you had a question about the Tacoma, and I've been meaning to show the Tacoma, but at the same time, with this thing going on, it kind of put that thing in the burner. We love the Tacoma. That thing is a beast. It never broke. It traveled everywhere, all over the United States. It went through the 50 state and back to Florida. So that Tacoma, my God, it's what got us into this overland life. So right now, I'm basically a van lifer, a van life person. But I am spoiled now, being able to stand in here, being able to just, you know, have the freedom of cooking inside when it's raining and all that kind of stuff. And man, and again, thank you for all the new subscriber. There will be a lot of new episode coming up. It's going to be more cooking, more Asian cuisine kind of stuff. We love to cook Asian food, and we hopefully could show you some of the fried rice and all that kind of stuff that we cooked. So, and I can't thank you enough for all the new subscriber. I know I'm only at 98, I'm sorry. Hopefully I can make it up to 100 one day. So, and thank you, and we will post now from here on. We're going to try to post every single week, since we have some of the stuff done. Now it's just tidying everything up, you know, putting all the panels up, painting it, the kind of stuff. And there will be more video coming up. And again, sorry, I know there's a lot of questions asked about the Tacoma. I've just been so busy. I will be showing how it's being assembled, how it's put together. It's a lot involved, because with the Tacoma, if you don't do it right, you can have water coming in. And there is also some kind of stuff that I recommend that you should and shouldn't do. And I will go on that with my next video coming up. And again, I'm so sorry that it's been so long since I update the video. And you know, I know there's a lot of questions asked about the Tacoma, and I will show it. So stay tuned to the next episode, and I will show you how the Tacoma is put together. Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you. Bye.